I got you on fucking ice. Because last year, I beat that ass. You know how I did it?
Beat that ass. I had the best team all year until the last week of the season. Kiss my ass.
Good.
Fuck off. Nobody wants to talk to you anyways.
Sounds good.
I still don't believe in Miami whatsoever.
Wait a second. Pause. We kind of knew what Notre Dame was going to be, right? And they still beat them. Like Notre Dame returned everybody on defense. It is Tuesday, and I've done a really good job all day today making sure that I did not look at the AP poll because I was saving it for this show right here. I'm Chris. That's Tyler. If you're listening to this, you're hearing it on a Wednesday. Tyler, we have now had, I believe, 48, maybe 52, however many hours since Ohio State. And last night we had the bloodbath that was North Carolina versus TCU. I don't even want to talk about the game. It's been talked about ad nauseum. What I will say is you sent me a text and we talked on the phone about something really funny. Everybody freaking out after the very first North Carolina job and putting out the most outlandish takes ever just for them to be freezing cold takes in record time. Fun game in front of everybody.
Dude, have you ever seen a more prisoner of the moment?
No, I have not. That is it.
I mean, it's insane, the instant gratification world we live in.
Yeah.
They watched one drive of North Carolina football with Bill Belichick, and all of a sudden, Colin Cowherd, who has one of the largest audiences in sports media, said that Bill Belichick is the second greatest college football coach of all time.
Just incredible. It had to be facetious, right? But also wanting to jump the gun and be first so that if it came true, you'd be like, look, I told you, I saw it early. There's an obsession, Tyler, with wanting to see things early, right? Like, look, told you guys, that's me. And that's kind of what happened. Aaron Boone was there. Randy Moss was there. LT was there. Both of them, I guess. LaDainian Tomlinson and Lawrence Taylor. Like, everybody was there. And that game got really, really sexual. I'm not sure how Bill Belichick is going to be able to recruit anymore. But TCU for North Carolina is little boy football. Shout out to Josh Hoover, who I think TCU has got a good shot winning the Big 12.
Real quick, how miserable do you think that film session was in the North Carolina team room today?
Oh, it had to be god awful. It had to be god awful. It had to be one of the worst film studies ever.
Probably got told things about themselves that they've never heard before.
There's honestly nothing worse than being told about yourself in a disrespectful manner, but in a respectful tone. Like when someone calmly and monotonely says the worst things imaginable to you, it's scarring, man.
If Tom Brady can get undressed verbally by Bill Belichick, that 19-year-old safety has no shot.
Lucky the portal's closed. Just final thoughts on Texas. Obviously, everyone's had a lot to say. It's funny because the SEC has jumped into this. Well, Texas was overrated. We jumped the gun on them, giving almost every excuse. I posted the meme of ESPN throwing the little Texas doll to the side, and it's the Toy Story meme. I don't want to play with you anymore. It's kind of what it feels like. I think Texas is going to be a really good football team, and I think Texas is going to prove that over the course of the season. I just think Matt Patricia and this defense is salty. And what Ryan Day said today, I literally was reading it, and I was talking to Zach, and I was like, welcome back, Nick Saban. He said we didn't play hard enough. We need to bring more intensity. We need to execute better. We are miles away from what we need to be at the end of the year. That's the most Nick Saban thing ever, especially after beating the number one team in the country.
Yeah, I think what's really going on here is that we played a really good team with a new quarterback. Both teams had new quarterbacks. I'm going to go out on a limb, and I'm going to say that Texas and Ohio State had the number 1 and 2 overall ranked defense in the country at the end of the year.
I would agree with that.
The best defenses played against each other against rookie quarterbacks.
Yeah.
What did everybody think was going to happen? I gave Julian Sayin an A for his performance because everything in life, not everything, but most things in life should be graded on a scale. When you get a grade for something, it should be on a scale. What did you expect him to look like? CJ Stroud against Michigan State in 2022? No. He did exactly what he needed to do, and he allowed the defense to do what it was supposed to do.
And also, his stat line looks a lot different if some catches were made. Like
Absolutely. He
he
throws for
plays well.
nearly 200 yards.
Mm-hmm.
Nearly 200 yards. He probably throws. We probably score another touchdown at least. I bet you we scored 10 more points.
I mean, the Brandon Inniss throw right there, he might house that if he catches it.
I mean, it's just like the kid. He did I didn't expect him to be. If you expected Julian Saint to go out there throw for three bills and 3 tugs, like shame on you.
Mm-hmm.
And it's like those two teams are just going to be really good teams. And
I think those quarterbacks are going to be 2 of the top 10 quarterbacks in the country too by the end of the year. Like I believe in Arch. I've seen it with Arch. I think that Arch is gonna get there. I think he was seeing ghosts, and I think also like Sark saying, yeah, I was kind of basically admitting he was confused too. I will not hold that game against Arch at all. And also like he was like Arch mechanics broke down, but I think when you're nervous about getting cracked all the time, like my mechanics would have broke down too.
yeah, those are the two. I think we'll get in this, but I think there are 6 teams right now that I think are national championship worthy teams, and I think Texas is one of those teams.
Yeah, I think there's more than that. I'm not ready to. I'm not ready to trim teams out. I guess.
I'm more of like I'm going to add them in as I see them.
Okay, that's
do
fair.
it, right?
That's fair.
But like, what are you expecting of Julian after week 1? Give me like a
3,300 yards and 28 touchdowns.
How many picks?
It's 4, 5.
28-5.
Yeah, 28-5.
28-5 with 3,300 yards in a regular season.
Mm-hmm.
This team's going at 11-1 at the floor is 11-1 if he does that.
Yeah, I think that's what it is. I think that's pretty close to what Kyle McCord did too. But I think it's going to look better and it's going to feel better because he's really accurate, and guys are going to have a lot of time to run after the catch.
I think his deep ball is going to get better as the year goes on, but how accurate he is, the yak is going to come because of how accurate he really is.
Yeah, and they're going to need, like, if they cross paths with Texas again, they're going to have to be better, and they're going to need Jeremiah Smith to really make an impact, to make that one big, like, game-changing play to win a game. Because I think that the next time they play Texas, I know people were, like, clowning Colin Simmons. Texas, Colin Simmons kind of went away in that game, and Texas still had a really good defense. It's like it's the Jeremiah Smith thing, right? It's like that kid is fantastic. If their defense is really good and he didn't play well, that's concerning because you're not going to suppress him twice. The same way there was no way Texas was going to suppress Jeremiah Smith twice.
Well, here's the thing. The difference I push back on that is I watched Will Kazmarek block Colin Simmons. I watched Carnell Tate block Colin Simmons.
Mm-hmm.
I watched a host of guys block Colin Simmons one-on-one, like by themselves, not just, it took multiple guys to take away Jeremiah Smith. So, I think Colin Simmons got exactly what he deserved to get after his, social media, targeting. So
he's not going to play that poorly again, is my point.
Probably not, but
no, he's going to be really, really good this year. And we're going to realize, okay, Ohio State did a good plan, hitting him with guys that he didn't know where they were coming from. Will Kazmarek did a great job in a one-on-one moment. They definitely wore him down. He's not going to play that bad in a second game.
Are you at all concerned? Do you have any concerns with the offense whatsoever?
No, I got none. I've got no concerns. I think that was really good Texas defense, and Pete Kwiatkowski is one of the great minds in the sport, and I don't want to sound like I'm like a I don't want to sound like a Ohio State homer, but it's just like when you play these games, the situation was a top 3 matchup, 2 rookie quarterbacks, first game of the season, no warm-up games, no nothing. Like, what did you expect the offense to look like? I mean, big time.
I don't think running outside was going to work because of how fast Texas's defense is. It just doesn't seem like a thing that would have worked.
I thought some creativity would have gone a long way there. But I think those are 2 of the top 5 teams in the country, and I'm really high on Ohio State moving forward, especially.
Yeah.
And I looked at the AP poll, so we're gonna do this thing and react live to it. What do you got?
All right. How do you want me to read this to you?
Go 1 through 5. Just 1 through 5.
1 through 5. Ohio State, number 1.
Okay.
Penn State, number 2.
Okay.
LSU, number 3. Georgia, number 4. And Miami, number 5.
Okay, so LSU had how big of a rise? Does it show it on there or no?
No, it does not show it on there.
Okay, no,
LSU
that's good. I
rose.
mean,
I think LSU rose like 8 spots.
honestly,
They were outside the top 10.
I've got no issue with that top 5. Who's 6?
Oregon.
Where's Florida State?
Florida State is 14.
Where's Alabama?
21st.
Okay.
Florida State was unranked
Yeah, they went unranked. Okay.
to 14.
Honestly, I've got no issue with the top 5. I think that's the right top 5. I don't think you could have
I think it's
leapfrogged.
the right top 5, but I still don't believe in Miami whatsoever.
You got to give them love because like if Notre Dame would have beat Miami that way, it would have been like, oh, like yeah, like that's I mean they got a top 10 win.
I hear you.
Wait a second, pause. We kind of knew what Notre Dame was going to be, right? And they still beat them. Like Notre Dame returned they returned everybody on defense.
I'm impressed with Miami's win. I'm not saying that. I'm not saying that I'm not impressed with Miami's win. I just don't believe that they can do this for 11 straight games.
It's not your job to. No, we don't give a damn what you believe in. It is about what did you do, right?
I get it. No. I'm saying
like people don't believe in James Franklin, but they start off in the year number 2.
I think it's great that Miami's number 5. I think it's awesome that Miami is ranked 5th.
I was going to say, yeah.
I just think it's going to be even funnier when they lose to Georgia Tech or they lose to somebody they're not supposed to lose to, and we're all going to be laughing. We're like, see, I told you so.
Here's the thing. If Miami has a good – now, I hate Miami, but if Miami has a good year, I want this to be the year that they're really good. You know why? So I can look back to all the Miami fans and say, y'all didn't even beat Georgia Tech this year, though. Like, y'all, of course, y'all had to wait till y'all didn't have Tech on the schedule to be good. Like, it's a Mickey Mouse ACC title to me.
Miami doesn't have to play Clemson,
and they have no Georgia Tech.
And they have no Georgia Tech, but
they'll get Clemson. They'll get Clemson in the ACC title game.
So Clemson has to play Florida State. Florida State has to play Clemson and Miami.
What was the bigger surprise in your eyes? Clemson losing to LSU or Notre Dame losing to Miami?
Notre Dame losing to Miami, for sure. I really like LSU. I thought their offense would be better than what it showed. I was unsure about their defense along with everybody else. So I think LSU is the real deal. Mm-hmm. I think if they can play defense like that, they're the real thing. Miami I thought Notre Dame, Marcus Freeman didn't rub the shine off on him for me, but I was a little surprised because I thought Notre Dame was going to do to Miami what Miami did to Notre Dame.
Yeah.
And maybe it's more, and maybe I'm saying it because I don't really like Miami either, but there's no way that you could tell me that Carson Beck isn't going to throw away a game. You know what I'm saying? And I know the AP poll is like, what have you done? What did you do week 1? And I'm okay with Miami being ranked 5th. I am.
Yeah, I was going to say you have to. Because that Notre Dame.
Well, okay with them being ranked 5th. I'm just saying, I don't think it's going to be that way.
Yeah, they
ain't going to be there.
That's fair. It's fascinating. I think that Marcus Freeman kind of irritated me because Fletcher got 15 carries and Jeremiah Love got 10.
Yeah, for that reason alone, South Carolina should be ranked ahead of Notre Dame. That was such an egregious, that is such a problem. It's not like a wide receiver where you have to throw them the ball.
Yeah,
you can literally hand him the football. In fact, if you want to, just snap it right to him.
Yeah, Miami's number 1 running back, who is young and not an established star, not having having 5 more carries than Jeremiah Love, who's the number 1 running back in the country, supposedly, is disgusting. And it's like, how do you win games? You get the ball to your best players, and Notre Dame just didn't get the ball to their best players. And the one thing you want to get going is a run game when you have a first-time starting quarterback. It was a disgusting offensive game plan. And when you drop back so much with CJ Carr, it allowed for Ruben Bain, who was the best defensive lineman in that game by a mile, to get active. And here we go. I'll say this because I won't take credit for it. JJ told me this. He thought that Miami might be back because when you look up and down Miami's roster, you see a whole bunch of misses from Ohio State. You see a whole bunch of kids they beat Ohio State on the trail for, and now those kids are all sophomores and juniors. And so they're going to have moments where they really flash and look really physical because, again, Miami was beating Ohio State for a lot of these kids, and this is, I guess, the culmination of it.
Not to mention, it was pouring rain.
Yeah, not giving the ball to Jeremiah Love when it's pouring rain, I think was absolutely malpractice. Horrible job. And also Jeremiah Love, stay on your feet.
Yeah, I mean, it's just like that whole game plan from Notre Dame was just the most baffling thing I've ever seen. It just didn't make any sense. It was
Yeah.
just, you know, I don't know if they thought that they can beat Miami, without him or like saving him or if he's like
No,
whatever.
I
I
think
don't care how many Miami Hurricanes were in the box. Give the ball to Jeremiah Love. I
they
mean,
did the
this is the 2015 Ohio State versus Michigan State game. That's exactly what this was.
they did the thing that like pitching coaches or pitch sequencers do, and I've heard TC Sabathia talk about this. Like he would go into a meeting, getting ready for a team, and the pitching coach would be like, "All right, I want you to throw less sliders to this guy," and it's like, "Why?" It's like, "Well, he's really good at hitting sliders." And CC's reply was, "Whose sliders? Like not my slider." So like if you're Notre Dame, it's like you went into that game feeling, okay, they're really good at stopping the run, and you should have approached it like, well, they stopped that run game, but our run game is different. We got Jeremiah Love. And like when you get caught in that cycle of, oh, they're really big up front, let's
Yeah.
go away from it. You don't. It's not your best punch versus their best punch. It's you trying to counterattack versus them attacking you with what they're comfortable at. So I think that was the issue, if that makes any sense at all.
No, I get it. I mean, it's just like it's like a pitcher that throws 100 miles an hour. Like, I'm throwing a fastball. I know I'm throwing a fastball.
Yeah,
Everybody in here knows I'm throwing a fastball. Hit it if you
right.
can.
And then what you get is, oh well, he knows I'm throwing a fastball, so let me throw this hanging slider, bang, and now I'm suspended for
Especially
gambling.
especially Notre Dame, who's built their roster with dominating the trenches. It's like, I know I'm running, I'm running. Stop us if you like.
Yeah,
That was so lame, bro. This is
so
just
lame.
the worst thing. Like, it just didn't make no sense. And it's such a young coach mistake that I thought that he might be better than, but
Well, the thing is, their OC's got to just go do it. Especially like you're a defensive head coach, like you should love the run game. You should get on the mic, hey, run the ball.
yeah.
You have your picks for this week?
I do. I got picks for this week. I was 1-3 last week. Not great, Bob. So we got 4 picks this week. We got Illinois -2.5 against Duke, taking
Okay,
Illinois.
you like that.
I like Illinois. I don't think I think Brett Bielema is a really good coach. I think it's early, and I think that um, I don't think their collapse is coming yet. I do think their collapse might be on the way because I just don't think that they're that talented. I think, I guess as a side point, just because all your players come back doesn't always mean that you're going to just be better.
Yeah.
Sometimes those players are who they are.
Yeah, super duper senior. Yeah, they're just not good enough to go anywhere.
Right. So it's like, I think Illinois, but I still think they're good enough to beat Duke. I think they're a team that just doesn't you got to go beat them. And I don't think Duke is good enough to just go beat them.
Early season, especially this early, I tend to trust the better quarterback. So I'm not with you there.
We'll see. Iowa State -3.5 versus Iowa. I got Iowa State -3.5.
I like that one.
I
like
think Iowa
Rocco
State
Beck.
is a good team. I think they showed me a lot, and I'm not going to pick against them 2 times. So, Oklahoma State +28.5 against Oregon. That's too many points for me.
Too many points.
And like, I know Mike Gundy was popping off a little bit today about, NIL and how much Oregon spends on their roster and how much they spend and blah, 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 blah. Kind of, looking at people's pockets. But like 20.5 points against a Dante Moore, who like is still kind of he's not really a young quarterback, but he's young in the sense.
He was Arch's class.
Yeah. So it's like, it's just too many points. And I think like Oklahoma State's going to run the ball and I wouldn't say how successful, but like they're going to try to make this game ugly and slow or fast, I should say. Lastly, the big one, I'm taking Oklahoma -5.5 against Michigan. I got Oklahoma winning the game by a touchdown. I think in a big game, I'm going to take the older quarterback in this situation. John Mateer played a lot of football. I think Bryce Underwood is I think he's going to be really good.
I hate to, but he looks like a monster, dude. He looks like he's going to be so
he's going to be really good. But young quarterback, 18 years old, on the road at night in Norman, Oklahoma. That's a big environment.
Yeah, it is.
And I just think I'm going to take the older guy. I'm just taking the older quarterback in this situation. I don't think they're. I think they're similarly talented teams. So I'm going to take the older quarterback in this at home. If this was in Michigan, I probably wouldn't do this.
No, I'm taking Mateer either way.
So yeah, I got Illinois -2.5, Iowa State -3.5, Oklahoma State plus 28.5, and Oklahoma -5.5.
And we're gonna have a full-on unpacking preview weekend later on in the week. So make sure you like and sub. I do a bad job of telling people to like, but you guys popped out for last Sunday's episode, so thank you for that.
Yes, that was sick.
Yeah, really, it's really humbling to see. So I do appreciate you guys. Want to flip the Guardians? They're on right now.
7-7, bottom of the 7,
bottom of the
2
7.
outs. Yep.
What do you want to see from them the final 25 games of the season?
It's so hard to answer that question because, like, I think they're out of it. I think it's over. I mean, if you include tonight, they have 26 games left. They'd have to go like 20-6.
Mm-hmm.
And I just don't think that's going to happen. So, what I really want to see is I want to see they brought up George Valeria. Is that how I say his name? George Valeria. I want to see if he I want to see which young guys are going to really separate themselves and show themselves that they're Major League Baseball players. Because I think this coming spring training is going to be a fascinating follow. Because there is a ton of young players, ton of young hitters. There's only so many roster spots. And what they do this winter is going to tell you a lot about what is going to turn out from those battles.
You texted me an interesting question that I want to let you kind of unpack a little bit, and we can kind of go through it.
All right, so I want to go through some numbers. So this is going to be, if you like the numbers, this is going to be for you. But I learned something interesting. Okay, the starting rotation of their Guardians is 18th in ERA at 4.15. They have the 16th most strikeouts, 659, so middle of the pack.
Mm-hmm.
They have given up the 12th most home runs at 105, so middle-ish, but also kind of bad. They've thrown the 12th most innings, and they had the 16th best batting average against. The issue that the starting rotation has had is they have issued the second most walks in baseball.
Walks are, I believe, I'm now a believer that like you cannot walk guys at all anymore.
No. So, but the interesting part that I saw is that I went to the relief pitchers. They have the third best ERA. They have the fourth most saves. They have the 16th most strikeouts, the 23rd most walks, so not pretty good. They have the 15th batting average against, so right in the middle.
Mm-hmm.
The interesting thing is I am someone who believed that they are just kind of gassed, but they've thrown the fourth least amount of innings.
It doesn't feel that way, man.
No,
it feels like you're at like got to pat the old dog on the butt every time. Hey, bud, you got one more for me? Like that's what it feels like.
It does feel like that, and maybe that's because.
Is it because they're all seem to be high leverage? Like there's no
always.
Like they always say that high leverage pitches feel like 4 low leverage pitches each one.
Yes. So that was interesting because I was like, man, this bullpen just seems gassed, but like, should they be gassed?
Mm-hmm.
But you know, the starting pitching has to be better when it comes to the walk. They have to be. But I don't think the pitching is the reason why we're here in this situation that we're in. So let's go to the hitters. We are dead last in batting average, dead last in on-base percentage, second to last in slugging, second to last in OPS, 21st in homers, 19th in strikeouts, 22nd in walks. We're last in batting average with balls in play. We're 25th with batting average with runners in scoring positions. And we're dead last in hard hit percentage. That's why we're here. So the question becomes, how much of the offensive issues is a talent issue or is it a experience issue? A young player, too many young players? And I don't know what the answer is because we do have a lot of young players playing a lot.
I don't think it's a talent issue because who on this team do you consider as like talent deficient? Because like for me, when I look at like talent issues, I think that Will Wilson is just talent deficient. I think Jonathan Rodriguez is talent deficient. I think that maybe you could say Bo Naylor is talent deficient, but I've seen him hit the baseball, so like I don't. I'll go ahead and just loop him in the talent deficient box. But other than those three, I don't think anybody is really talent deficient, right? Like Manzardo, absolutely not talent deficient. Rocchio's not talent deficient. He's just an idiot. Gabe Arias is absolutely not talent deficient. Stephen Kwan, not talent deficient. Nolan Jones is talent deficient in my eyes. I'm not going to be fooled by this recent hot stretch.
Same.
Jhonkensy Noel, I will say, is talent deficient, but he has the rare, unusual trait that makes him maybe be able to work. Angel Martinez is not talent deficient. I think what ends up happening is that the Guardians have a lot of players that should go through the play every day, work through the kinks, and end up better in the long term over the course of 2 to 3 years. I think what ends up happening is they treat every single individual game like a playoff game. And so when you do that, you do the weird thing where you're platooning so much and you're almost limiting the amount of reps and growth they go through because they're trying so desperately hard to win games. And then when you look up and they've got like 300 at bats over a year and the batting average is very good, it's like, oh, see, look, they're not that good. When in reality, they were herky-jerky and they never got settled into a rhythm because they weren't playing every day. I think they are experience deficient, not talent deficient.
So they have only 2 players. In fact, they only have 2 players that are over 400 at bats currently. Jose Ramirez and Stephen Kwan. Kyle Manzardo is a 300. He's not going to get 500 at bats. Angel Martinez isn't going to get 500 at bats. Literally nobody else is going to get 500 at bats except for Stephen Kwan and Jose Ramirez. I just don't understand where you can go and how do you expect these young players to get good when you don't play them enough. David Fry, to me, is talent deficient.
Okay, yeah, I didn't even include him yet. David Fry is talent deficient, and not because and what makes him talent deficient is the fact that he cannot play defense.
And he can't hit right-handed pitching.
Right. I'm saying if he could hit right.
With all due respect, there are more right-handed pitchers than left-handed pitchers in like all levels of baseball, correct?
Correct.
David Fry's been seeing right-handed pitching his entire life. I don't think there should ever be an excuse for any hitter to struggle with a right-handed pitcher. I just don't.
It's a weird thing.
I don't understand how that works. You've literally been looking at that your entire life. And so, to me, that is a talent deficient thing. Nolan Jones, I think we've seen enough. But I mean, Bo Naylor's had over almost 700 at bats. At what point are we just like, you are who you are?
I think he is talent deficient. It's just hard when his home runs look so majestic.
But like, I think you're right. I think there is Kyle Manzardo, not talent deficient. Angel Martinez, not talent deficient. Gabe Arias, not talent deficient. Daniel Schneemann, I don't think he's talent deficient. Nolan Jones, talent deficient. Bo Naylor, talent deficient. Brian Rocchio, I don't know who the hell Brian Rocchio is. There are literally Dr. Jekyll and Mr. Hyde. It's insane.
Dude, there's a good baseball player in there somewhere.
Austin Hedges, talent deficient. David Fry, talent deficient. Lane Thomas, talent deficient. Jhonkensy Noel. Like, it's just one of these things where I don't know. And the reason why I wanted to ask this question is because after the season, I'm going to do a video where I'm going to like break down what I want to see them do, but I don't know what to do and I need to think about it because they have a $65 million active payroll, which is absolutely disgusting.
Yeah.
Okay. And I got in plenty of arguments. Like, I don't want to talk about the money. Everybody knows that they need to spend more money. Mm-hmm. Everybody knows that it's not worth talking about. It was talked about ad nauseum. It's not worth it. I'm trying to find other solutions. And so it's like, they're going to spend some money because they are going to be able to. They don't have to pay Shane Bieber. They don't have to pay Carlos Santana. There's so many young players that they're going to have the opportunity. Like, there's going to be a lot of players that are making $750,000 on this roster. So, like, Do you go spend money on starting pitching, which I think helps? Because I believe that the Guardians organization has the horses in the bullpen to have a good bullpen. This isn't even a good bullpen year for the Guardians, and they're third in ERA in the bullpen.
which is wild.
Right. Like, they're not even, like, we got Matt Festa coming out there every day. And it's just like, what are we in Jacob Junis? Like, and we're third in ERA. So, like, I believe that the organization has the horses, and injuries have caught up with him. But do you spend money on starting pitching, or do you spend money on hitters? And the problem with doing that is because I feel like they have so many good hitters that are basically ready for their opportunity. So do you just lean into it?
Yeah, I mean,
What do you do?
I think if you could find a nice right-handed slugging outfield bat, you go pay for that. Personally, I also think that you have to move on from Rocchio at some point next year. I'm of the belief that, like, as soon as he gets hot, trade him. Don't care what month it is. But
I mean, if you're asking me right now, I think you have to move on from Nolan Jones. I just think there are too many other right fielders in your organization that are more talented.
yeah, I don't think he's very good, man. I'm not falling for the little, like, hot streak recently, but I did see him dip his shoulders and lift the ball a little bit, which was a first.
Like John Kenzie Noel, like, I think John Kenzie Noel is exactly who he is. I don't think it's going to get better. I don't think
home run today.
Yeah, and I'm sure it was an absolute tank, and it's like really exciting to watch. But like he is exactly who I thought he was. I just don't know. Is CJ Kavis your first baseman? Is he your permanent first baseman? Like Will Brennan has been out this whole year. Like, are they going to let Will Brennan trot back out to right field? That would be malpractice. You can't.
He's destined for Toronto.
Like, I think they do need to. I personally want them to go pay for a frontline starter, but I also think they should go pay for an offensive player. I just don't know where that is.
Like, what position?
The other thing is, like, what you could do is you could trade Stephen Kwan. You could trade him.
That naturally is going to upset a lot of people, though.
But you know what? If I'm clearing space and getting something better that I need, because, like, you're not going to extend him. You can't. It's that conversation hasn't happened in a year and a half.
Mm-hmm. He's not taking a discount to stay here. Is the thing.
And with all due respect, like, I believe if they believe in Travis Bazzana like the way that we all think that they believe in Travis Bazzana is that with more juice,
probably more power, more pop.
Like, that's the type of profile that Travis Bazzana is, with a little bit more juice, contact, doubles, hits to all sides of the field. Like, that's who he is.
Yeah.
And so I don't need more of that. They're playing like, look at the defense, how they're playing it. That tells you everything that you need to know about how other teams feel about Stephen Kwan.
And pitchers are starting to like to face him because you could just pound the strike zone and hope he grounds out.
Up and over the middle.
Yeah.
Who can you do that against in Major League Baseball now?
Really nobody, dude.
Like, Stephen Kwan's a good player, but, like, there are things that we need that he can't provide.
He's a good player on a team with sluggers.
Correct. And we don't have any sluggers.
Except for Hall of Fame.
I think they should extend Kyle Manzardo. I think they need to go get a frontline starter, and they need to find a way to go get a hitter. But, like, that's what they need to do. I just don't know who that is yet, and I got to figure that out. But again, this offense has to be better. I mean, it's the worst offense in baseball. Period, point blank. And so at some point you need to ask, like, are we – like, that's what I think the Guardians organization is going to be doing is, are we talent deficient or are we young? And if the answer is you're young, then lean in and play them every game, all of them. But if you think that you're not good enough, then that's a whole different conversation.
It sucks because, like, if now they still can make the playoffs, it would just take a really, really hot run. But if you would have known this year that this wasn't a playoff team and you just played your young guys all year, that would have set you up for next year.
Yeah.
And, you just would have been a year ahead of schedule, I guess. No, you carried that segment, though. Shout out to you.
I think 2027 is the year for the Cleveland Guardians.
Your buddy boy's getting up there.
I know. And I think that's probably why what's I think what really should happen is that Chris Antonetti needs to sit down with Paul Dolan and say, hey, if you're going to sell this team, you're going to sell the majority of your shares. Why not go out giving your fans something to remember you positively because they hate you?
Yeah.
Why not?
Sometimes when you're so rich, you don't care about what the fans think, and it's become clear that he does not care.
No, and I listen.
So I don't think that conversation will do anything. But it should be had, but I don't think it'll do anything.
No. So
It'll do anything.
I can't wait to like dive in and like put my GM hat on and say what I would do.
Mm-hmm.
But I need to really like look into it and figure out what I believe first.
Yeah, we got to solve what's in here, and then
Yeah.
we'll talk about what's out there.
So,
Browns. It's Browns week, dog. You're going to the game Sunday.
I am going to go to the game.
And you called an upset. Obviously, we'll talk more about it later in the week. In terms
Yeah.
of like what you're expecting. But you're calling an upset. You're going to the game. Should be fun. Should be good.
Mhm.
And the season's finally here. It's honestly a little bit quiet in the quarterback room. I think on the way into the season, I think all eyes are on Quinshon Judkins and what's going on with him, suspension or not suspension, and then when is he getting signed? I saw a tweet today saying that they're about to sign him. I didn't look into it. I just figured, okay, it's about time. Like, let's go get it done. And so I drafted him in the 10th round of our fantasy football draft, and I came on here and bragged about how good of a pick was. He's like, yeah, I don't know if he's been signed yet. So I did that. What are you feeling with the whole Quinshon Judkins situation?
I think there's a lot of smoke, and usually where there's smoke, there's fire.
Mm-hmm.
Right. So I think it's coming. I think they're, having that discussion because I think they need to sign him soon so he can serve this suspension because he's going to get a suspension. So like, let's just do it.
Yeah.
And I don't know like all the details of why it's taking so long. I don't know what type of leg Quinshon Judkins has to stand on, what negotiating power he even has.
The Browns are ass.
Yeah, I guess, but
Just saying, bro. It's like negotiating power. Y'all stink.
Yeah, I that threw me off.
My bad, dude. I mean, that's at least what he thinks. That's in his mind what it is.
I think they need to. I think he's better running back than Jerome Ford. I think he's probably better than Dylan Sampson, but I'm excited to see Dylan Sampson. I think Dylan Sampson should be RB1. I know what Jerome Ford is. I know exactly who he is. I know what he can do, and I know
to
what
me, Jerome Ford isn't enough of a difference maker.
No, I think Jerome Ford is a league average third down back.
Fair. And I think Dylan can do everything he can do.
Correct. So better. So but I do think Quinshon Judkins, like Dylan Sampson and Quinshon Judkins, could be a really dynamic 1-2 punch.
Mm-hmm.
And with the way that Kevin Stefanski's like calls plays and they're running his offense, Joel Bitonio all but said, like, I came back because Joe Flacco was coming and we were running Kevin's offense. And so they're going to run the ball.
Yeah.
They're going to run the damn ball.
Run the ball.
So, just get it done. Like, you have the cap space. You have the money for it. You had it already slotted. Just pay him what he's got drafted at. Quit being cheap and just pay him the draft slot. It doesn't make any sense.
I think they're feeling like they don't want to give like the full signing bonus if he's going to miss some time early. It's kind of is what I.
Well, then just like they should both meet in the middle. Pay him the average, the salary, the yearly salary that he's supposed to be getting, and Quinshon Judkins should meet him in the middle and be like, okay, what's the signing bonus, and then divide it by 16 and take away 4 games of it.
I guess the issue is like, does Quinshon Judkins think he's not getting suspended? And the Browns saying, no, you're getting suspended as like a negotiation.
He's going to get suspended. If somebody's telling Quinshon Judkins that he's not going to get suspended, they're lying to him. We've never seen a player have his issues. Well, not even, I shouldn't say issues, have his situation not get suspended. It's how the NFL makes it seem like they care.
Yeah, like goes to sleep at night.
Like, here's a 2-game suspension.
But you killed
him. But you killed somebody.
Yeah.
Okay, but 3. Okay, yeah, 3. It's like that's how the NFL does this.
No, I didn't realize he died 3 games.
Oh, he
Oh my
died?
God.
That's news to me.
Damn, did he really?
Yeah.
When?
Sit this extra game out.
Yeah, a preseason game.
So that's how this goes, and like this makes no sense. Like Quinshon should like want to sign and get this over with so he can get with his team, serve his suspension, practice, do the things he needs to do, and like let's move on.
Mhm.
And when you come back and the Browns are 1-3, like
There you go.
yeah.
Barry and Haslam.
Barry and Haslam were at the Ohio State Texas game, presumably to see Arch.
They went to see Arch, but I'll say this: they went to see Arch and maybe Caleb Downs.
Have you ever seen an owner talk about a college quarterback more than Jimmy Haslam's talking about Arch Manning?
No, I have not.
It's weird.
He loves him. He loves the Manning family. I also like think about it, like he's a businessman to like come up off the back of like, okay, I can sell a bunch of Shador jerseys and then I can sell Manning jerseys in a back-to-back year.
Well, I'm pretty sure that Jimmy Haslam is one of the bigger donors in the Tennessee volunteer world.
Okay, I guess I didn't realize that, but that would make sense.
He is. I think he is.
I mean, that would check out how he has access to the Mannings.
Correct. So there is that aspect of it. But it's signifying that the 2026 quarterback watch is on.
Mm-hmm.
There was some discussions on the 923 The Fan this morning about which quarterbacks they were looking at. Loris Sellers was one of them. Carson Beck was one of them for some God knows reason.
Carson Beck's going to be one of them because like of the throwing tools. Like he's got like the throwing polish that a lot of teams like. It's the decision making that's bad. You know, people think they can iron that out of people.
Yeah, sure. After what I saw in 2024, no thanks. I don't care how good 2023 is and 2025 is. Knowing that that's in there, not for me.
That's fair.
The other one was Garrett Nussmeier and Fernando Mendoza,
who had a tough game.
Yeah, a tough
Saturday.
Game.
But no, here we go. Nussmeier and Carson Beck had the same amount of picks last year. When one does it, it's harassment. When the other one does it, it's flirting. Just saying.
How do we feel about Loris Sellers?
I feel like he's JT Bear with a better arm. I wouldn't like him in my NFL offense personally. I think he's a perfect college quarterback.
How big is he?
I believe he's 6'3" and thick. Whoa.
Big pause.
My fault, LaMarcus. Loris. Whoa.
I just the problem
he's 6'3", 245.
So I like that in the north.
Yeah, he's a beef monster.
My
bad, dude. He's just okay.
He's a big dude.
Yeah, he's big.
Yeah, he's a big quarterback. I think the more I'm starting to look at this, the more I think that this quarterback class may not be as good as I thought it was.
Yeah, they don't have like the crown jewel yet. But last year didn't have the crown jewel until Cam Ward went absolutely berserk for a full season.
Do you think there is a potential crown jewel?
I think Garrett Nussmeier can emerge as the crown jewel. I think Drew Aller, who you quietly just chose to ignore altogether.
I'm not. It was not what I said. I'm just repeating what they said.
I think Drew Aller can be the crown jewel.
I think here's what I'll say about Drew Aller and the Cleveland Browns. I don't know if Drew Aller being from Medina it's a good thing for him to be in Cleveland. I think that would be entirely too much.
Mm-hmm.
I think there'd be too much pressure on him. It'd be too much pressure on the Browns. It just seems like it's too much. Now I say that being too much, and we drafted 2 quarterbacks in this draft, and one of them was Deion Sanders' child. So
I was going to say,
what am I saying?
And I will add this. Drew Aller is going to have a leg up on every single quarterback in this draft when it comes to the Browns. Do you know why?
Because he knows.
Notre Dame finished second in the recruitment of Drew Aller, not Ohio State. The offensive coordinator for Notre Dame was Tommy Rees, who loves Drew Aller. And that was one of the things that Drew made sure he did, who he's had a long relationship with since early in his recruiting process with Tommy Rees. Like, Tommy Rees is a huge Drew Aller fan. And he also fits the Stefanski offense more than anybody else you mentioned.
That's absolutely true. 100% true. And I can't wait to talk about that
So
have
a
the chance
leg
of
up.
the
So
offense.
he has the leg up to be the odds on.
Here's what I will say about Drew Aller. I'm very close to being a big Drew Aller fan, but I need to see him pop off in a big moment. I'm talking like 350, 3 touchdowns. I need him to look like a big time quarterback in a big game.
See, like we say that, but we never asked that for Lenora Sellers.
I have not. That's not true. Not for me. I literally this is the first time I've talked about Lenora Sellers.
Oh yeah. Okay, that's fair. That's fair.
I'm saying I'm really like he has the size, he has the arm, he has, it seems
he's
like
an adult.
he's an adult, he's a good kid. I just need to see him be the reason why they win a big game.
That's fair. That's a fair requirement.
For me to pick him 1-1, I need to know like he has the ability to win you a game when the lights are the very brightest.
Yeah, that's fair.
And it's not even all his fault that he hasn't had that moment.
Mm-mm.
I think Penn State has failed him for the most part.
Yeah, because there's no way Penn State's landed all these 5-star quarterbacks and they're all ass. Like there's no way. Just
No. So
statistical anomaly.
To me, like I'm very close to Drew Aller. I think the pressure of him being from Medina and being the Browns quarterback would be immeasurable.
It would. It'd be pretty immense. That's fair. That's fair.
So, but it's on. I mean, the quarterback watch and how they're going to do this draft is 100%. It's on, no doubt about it.
A lot of other good players that they could have went there to go see. But usually when the owner comes, it's about a quarterback, especially when we know that there's an infatuation with Arch Manning, who I don't think will be ready this year. I don't think he will go to the draft this year, in my personal opinion. No. AFC North predictions. What do you got?
I have the Ravens at 12-5. I had the Steelers at 8-9. I had the Bengals at 6-11. I had the Browns at 5-12. I think for the first time in a while, the AFC North is not a very good division. I don't think the Steelers are very good. I think Aaron Rodgers is geriatric. I saw a video of him like rolling out, and it looks like it hurts.
I know what video you're talking about.
I think the Bengals have a horrible offensive line, and their defense is still ass.
Yeah.
And then the Browns are they're also starting a geriatric quarterback, and they have their own issues. So I think the Ravens have a very tough schedule. I looked at the Ravens' schedule early on. Wowie. What a tough, brutal. Let me read this to you. They have the Bills at the Bills to start the season. They have the Browns at home, the Lions at home, at the Chiefs, the Texans at home, and the Rams at home. That's their first 6 games.
That's a gauntlet early.
Like, what the hell? But at some point, right, Lamar, he's got to do it, right?
I don't think he has to do it.
You don't think so?
I think black athletic quarterbacks, their legacy lives on no matter what they do. No one ever sits back and is like, damn, Michael Vick never won a ring. Everyone sits back and is like, damn, Michael Vick was the most fun in the game. He was so fun to watch. Donovan McNabb. No doubt he won one. But like quarterbacks like that just transcend the sport and have such a unique style, nobody cares if they win rings.
Because as far as him being taken seriously as like a franchise, like a winner, like he's got to win. He's got to make a push here, right?
Do you take Joe Burrow seriously as a winner, as a franchise?
He's been to a Super Bowl.
Okay. All right, Josh Allen.
Everybody
takes Josh Allen seriously.
No, and I'm would say the same thing about Josh Allen that I'm saying about Lamar Jackson, by the way. If you ask me about Josh Allen, I'm saying the same thing. At some point, bro, you got to beat Patrick Mahomes.
I don't think anybody's got to beat anybody. If you just go do your thing and you just live in an era with a dynastic quarterback, you're good with me, big dog. Like nobody gave a shit. Nobody was looking at Akeem Olajuwon sideways when he wasn't winning rings when Jordan was dominating.
He won 2.
Yeah, when did he win them?
I'm just saying he won 2.
Jordan was playing golf with me. He won them.
Hey.
But I'm saying before that, there was no I'll never get there was none of that.
But quarterbacks are different. You are literally your whole you're talked about based on how you win games.
Yeah, and I don't think anybody.
It's not that I'm saying people don't take Lamar seriously. It's just take him as a Super Bowl potential quarterback. At some point, you got to show me has Lamar even won a playoff game?
Yeah,
Has he been to an AFC title game?
probably not.
That's what I'm saying. It's like at some point, dog, like you got to beat one of those two guys.
I guess I think about him, and because he's so electric, I think the view on him, he can get a, he like he's the one that his legacy won't be hurt by not winning a Super Bowl.
No, not winning Super Bowl, but like at some point, he's just going to be the really athletic quarterback that was really fun to watch. And like,
Yeah, and
is that who Lamar Jackson wants to be remembered as?
who's got a better legacy, Trent Dilfer or Michael Vick?
Okay, that's
All right, we'll throw that one out the window. Who's got a better legacy, Eli Manning or Michael Vick?
I don't know what you talk about. It's Eli Manning.
It's absolutely Michael Vick. Michael Vick absolutely has a better legacy than Eli Manning.
Okay, how he's talked about versus like legacy. Like when people think of like the way you talk about Eli Manning, he's the greatest quarterback of all time.
Yeah, because that's my Jose Ramirez, except for he got hardware.
See why? Why'd you have to do
Sorry,
that?
that was so rude.
That was such a why, man.
All right. What most iconic?
Yes,
Falcons.
it's great.
Oh,
how
no. Let me no. Most iconic Falcons quarterback.
It's Michael Vick.
Matt Ryan's been in the Super Bowl.
I get it. I'm just saying, but like everything, but it's still going to be. But he didn't win.
No one says that. That's not in the first two sentences.
That's how I'm going to remember him. He was an awesome quarterback to watch, but he couldn't. He was never the best of his generation. Listen, football to me is like it's all about winning.
Best of generation is a different thing. That's fair.
Like at some point, bro, you gotta win. Like you gotta win. You gotta beat them. You gotta beat Patrick Mahomes and you gotta beat Josh Allen. At least beat one of them.
That's fair.
It would be neither of them.
Heard.
You know, it's just and the same thing for like at some point, Josh Allen needs to beat Patrick Mahomes and go to a Super Bowl. He's too good. Like Lamar is too good. Josh Allen's too good. Like, come on.
That's fair. That's
at
fair.
some point, like you got to do it. What are we waiting for? You know,
no, that's fair. I guess it doesn't impact my view on him at all.
I mean, like when you talk about the way that they play, like yeah, that's one thing. But like, when are you gonna? It's the same thing I have with the Guardians. Like, at some point, I'm over this like just kind of good. Like this, like fake. It's almost like he's fake good.
Better legacy, Russell Wilson or Lamar Jackson?
I mean, I don't know, man. Russell's won a Super Bowl, been to 2.
My brother in Christ, no freshman in high school is going to get at the table and talk to you about Lamar Jackson over Russell Wilson. I get
like for the culture and for how they played and like how exciting they were to play. Like, of course, Lamar. But like when we're talking about all-time quarterbacks,
yeah,
Michael Vick's not in. And like, but I think Lamar is that good.
Okay, see,
when are you going to do it?
I think he's righty Mike.
Yeah, and if that's who you want to be, great. I don't disagree with that. But if like to me, Lamar is so good.
That's fair. You want to see him.
I think he's a better thrower than Mike.
Okay. Well, here we go. He is Tracy McGrady.
Yeah, and it's like I love Tracy McGrady. I shared his nickname growing up.
T-Mac.
I thought I had all the shoes. All the shoes. I didn't even have Jordans. Never even owned a pair of Jordans. I had the T-Max though.
Super
all colors of them shits too.
No. That shit is funny, bro. Okay. What do I got?
Super Bowl prediction.
Oh,
well, what's your AFC North prediction?
I don't know. I
lame.
I know I am lame. I mean, I don't know about the Browns right now. I don't know about anybody else.
All right. At least you got to give me a Super Bowl prediction.
Yeah,
who's playing in the Super Bowl?
Who's playing in it? The thing is, dude, like, I like Houston a lot this year, like a lot. And I think that when I pick them to make the Super Bowl, I think it's out of more want than a pick. But I'll go Houston. I'll go Houston win the Super Bowl. I'm not going to say who they beat, but I got Houston win the Super Bowl. Yeah.
You don't. Come on. Give me an NFC team.
The Giants. I'll go.
Unbelievable.
The thing is, bro, because if I pick
Way to not play the game.
all right, I'll go Houston, San Fran.
Okay, that's respectable.
And I just don't know if I trust Houston to beat San Fran in the Super Bowl, but I'll go Houston, San Fran. I think that it's going to be one of those random years where a random San Fran receiver goes crazy and everyone starts picking him up week 6 in fantasy.
Fair.
But I do like Green Bay as well. I will say that Green Bay is like my second tier. I just think maybe the target's too big on their back right now.
Yeah. Fair enough.
Who's yours?
I've been going back and forth on my AFC team. I think the Eagles are going back to the Super Bowl. I just think that defensive line is just way too good. It's just unbelievable. I think if the Eagles make it to the playoffs, it's the same thing I feel about Ryan Day. But like on this version, it's like they are built to win playoff games because their pass rush is insane.
In the weather, it's going to be crazy.
The weather, and especially, and I think they're going to host. I think they're going to walk easily to an NFC East title.
Yeah.
I think they're going to host at Lincoln Financial. It's going to be cold as shit. And like they have Saquon and they have Jalen Hurts. They're going to run and they're going to stop you from throwing the ball because they just hand the quarterback. The question is, I do think that Josh Allen or Lamar make it to a Super Bowl this year. And I'm going to go with Josh Allen. I think Josh Allen and the Bills go to the Super Bowl.
I mean, you feel better about his health. And I don't know how you feel about Keon Coleman, but I think he should be better this year, a lot better.
Yes, I feel better that Josh Allen's going to be healthier. I think Josh Allen
more used to,
is, you know, I just think that version, that style of quarterback play, I actually think they're going to play each other in the AFC title game. I think
he's
for the first,
he's more disaster proof, and his receivers don't drop balls in critical.
Correct. I think this is to be the first year in a long time that Patrick Mahomes is not playing in the AFC title game. Mm-hmm. At some point, this has got to end. And like, if he makes it to another one, somebody will probably clip this up like this guy. How could you ever bet against Patrick Mahomes? But like at some point, bro, this has got to end, right?
It's over now, I think.
I got the Bills winning the Super Bowl. I'm calling it right now. I have the Bills winning the Super Bowl and Josh Allen gets it done.
Josh Allen coronation.
Josh Allen coronation. I think their receivers are good. I think Josh Allen's good. It just feels like it's just time for him. I think it's his moment. He just married one of the most beautiful women in the world.
Mm-hmm.
He's just got it all going on for him. It's just like there's one more thing going for him. This is it. And you know, I think I really did love the Josh Simmons pick for the Chiefs. I think it's gonna help a lot.
That's an extender pick. Like that extends the prime of Pat Mahomes by 3-4 years.
But Travis Kelce is old. He's also retiring this year. He's getting married to the biggest superstar in the world.
Yeah, he's washed.
You know, Xavier Worthy is a little overrated in my opinion. I just think I thought he was fast. I think people thought he was like Tyreek Hill reincarnated, but he's not.
He doesn't accelerate like that. Top end speed he's got it. He doesn't accelerate like that though.
So I think this at some point, like I think it's Josh Allen's time.
Yeah.
So that's what I'm going with.
Heard. Fair. Do you have a hear me out?
I do. I think waffles are the superior breakfast carb bread.
100% disagree.
I think you can do so many things with a waffle.
I need the softness of the pancake. Like waffles are better when they're a little bit stiffer.
Maybe. Yeah.
They have a little bit of crisp to them. I don't like crisp on my breakfast carb. So I'm a pancake guy, but I will say waffles are better if you're getting a fruit with them than pancakes are with the fruit with them.
I just think, and shout out to Juck, but the waffle, like the things that you can do with a waffle are endless.
Okay.
I mean, they're putting pieces of bacon in a waffle and putting the turkey sausage gravy on top of it.
If someone ever served me that,
crazy.
If someone ever served me that, I would call the FBI and ask them to put them on a terror watch list. I'm not doing it.
I mean, there's just so many things you can do with a waffle, and I think my wife, hopefully she doesn't listen to this because she does really make really good pancakes. And the reason why I'm bringing this up is because we had breakfast for dinner tonight. But I just think the waffle is more. It has more variety.
That's fair. Nah. I mean, I'm like right in the middle there. Right in the middle.
We can agree though that French toast is not it.
Yeah, I'm not a big French toast guy. I used to be. I used to think I was a French toast guy until I realized this shit is not it.
It's not it.
It's not it at all.
No.
My hear me out is that if we're hanging out with friends and you're not in my fantasy football league, don't tell me about your team. I don't care. We can watch a game and you can be like, oh yeah, I have him on my team. I'm with it. But the second you hand me your phone to show me your team, just know I hate you. I hate you.
I just don't care enough.
Yeah, if you're in my league, sweet. If you're not in my league and you hand me your phone to show me your fantasy football team, unless I'm free to make roster decisions, including cutting your second best player, don't hand me that shit. Don't hand it to me. I don't care. Go show your mother. Go show your grandmother. Go show your neighbor. Don't show Chris Drew. I don't care about your fantasy football team. Now, if you are in my league, let's ride. I want to see it because I'm going shopping. If you're not in my league, go show somebody else.
I agree.
100% agree. Look at that. That's Tyler. I'm Chris. We'll be back later this week. We got a couple breakdowns coming too as well, some previews. Thank you for the big time support we've been getting this week. It's been awesome.
Yeah, subscribe, comment.
Yeah.
Share with a friend.
Ask Tyler a question. Tyler is new and done a great job kind of like learning and growing in this media space. Ask Tyler a question if you made it to this point. That means you're one of the real fans. So drop a question below for Tyler, and then we will answer them at some point. But do the thing, Tyler.
Peace. You're the fucking worst.
You're being mean in 4K. Why don't you want anybody to trade with me, Tyler? What's the problem?
Because you draft like an asshole.
I've got you on ice. I've got
you don't have me on ice.
I absolutely have you on ice.
No, you don't. I see you recorded.
Yeah, I know. I had to tap in proof so I can give to HR because I got you on fucking ice. Because last year I beat that ass. You know how I did it?
Beat that ass. I had the best team all year until the last week of the season. Kiss my ass.
Good.
Fuck off. Nobody wants to talk to you anyways.
Sounds good. I put you on ice. So you honestly, I wasn't gonna draft like an asshole. You started it.
No, I didn't. How did I start it?
You knew for shit sure that my first round pick was Malik Neighbors, who I beat your ass with last year. You know that for shit sure.
Why wouldn't I draft Malik Neighbors?
Because he was number 9 on the board. You're the 4th pick.
Okay. So I didn't want to take Justin Jefferson because JJ McCarthy stinks. I didn't want to take a running back. What do you want from me? It was the right pick.
So JJ McCarthy stinks, but Russell Wilson doesn't.
Who would I have taken it from? I thought Jackson Dart was starting
this year. No, wrong, buddy. He's not starting. So actually, honestly, you might as well just trade me Malik Neighbors for JSN right now.
I'm not trading you for nobody for shit.
Why, bro? See, this is why you're no fun to play the game with.
You drafted 4 quarterbacks and 8 receivers. You draft like a dickhead. All you do is stockpile so somebody has to trade with you.
That's not. I did not draft 4 quarterbacks. Who drafted? You got me confused with one of them other guys.
No, you drafted 3 quarterbacks, 2 of them back to back.
I did not draft 3 quarterbacks.
Yes, you did.
Who?
You didn't draft 3 quarterbacks. You drafted 2.
Yeah, that's what I'm saying. You over here mad for what?
You drafted 8 receivers. What a dickhead.
That's not. You said I drafted 4 quarterbacks. Turns out I drafted 2 quarterbacks.
I wanted CJ Stroud. What this is really about is that I wanted CJ Stroud.
Do you want to have a deal? We can trade.
I'm not trading with you. I want you to be stuck with all of those receivers. I want you to be stuck with all of them.
Guess what, big dog?
When your running backs go on a bye, you have nothing to do except wait.
I will gladly let both my running backs go on buys and leave them in their starting spots and still beat you. It's a PPR league, right?
That is correct.
Yeah. Bubs.